So, I'm not gonna lie, it was nice to see an episode where the Bad Batch was not the focus of the entire episode like it's been for like literally the entire series, you know? Like, basically they had like 2 to 3 minutes of screen time, and I don't know, I liked that because honestly, they were getting a little much. They weren't having a whole lot of character development going on. They were just really kind of stagnant as characters. So it wasn't really fun to see them on screen because Omega was the one that was usually driving the plot. And like Omega was kind of like their whole development, really. They kind of just took on this role of protect and dad, that kind of thing. And so they weren't really getting anything personal, which honestly, there hasn't been a whole lot of like personal things going on. They haven't really been like emotional, I should say. These guys aren't really doing a whole lot, and of course Crosshair's never in this show, so we never get to see anything with him, so you know, he gets a pass for that. But the rest of the batch, they've been in like every single episode. There's like really no excuse for that, but like, yeah, it was nice to get a break from them because yeah, it was getting a little tiring to just see them doing basically the same things over and over again and just not really developing as characters all that much. And yeah, it was just nice to get a break from that. But before I continue to rant, what is up my dudes, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? I am one creative ginger, and in this house we have salty takes and emotional rants over fictional media, all while wearing the most amazing makeup you have ever seen in your entire life, and that is a fact. So, does that sound like fun? Well, how about helping a bitch out by clicking that subscribe button, and if you find at least one of your brain cells enjoying at least a millisecond of this video, why not hit the like button too? Also, thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. You guys are amazing, and I'm really glad that you're enjoying my videos, so yay! So, this episode, we get to meet Hera's parents and get to see the Empire taking over Ryloth, but they're trying to be sneaky about it and saying that they're, you know, allies, all while, you know, actively taking away the Twi'lek's weapons because, yeah, that's definitely something allies do, right? So, a little suspicious, right? So, yeah, then we have Hera's dad, Sham, I think. He gives this speech to calm down his people because they all want peace and they think the Empire being theirs, you know, not gonna bring that peace, you know. And they're also kind of, you know, annoyed that the Empire is just sending lots of clones now because before, they were totally fine with the clones being there, but, it's kind of weird, because, yeah, in, Sham's whole speech, he talks about how clones have always been their allies, and it was very cute, because, yeah, when you watch the Clone Wars, Twi'leks and clones definitely get along, because we've got Cut and Sue, for example, and we also have, Waxer and Boyle, and that little Twi'lek girl that just randomly adopts them in one of the Clone Wars episodes. That was very cute. So, I'm glad that he talked about that because, yeah, when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of a thing. But it was sad, though, because now all the Twi'leks are kind of, like, pissed that the clones are there, which I guess makes sense because, you know, this is post-Order 66, so, you know, probably the clones went from being friendly to not so friendly, but, you know, if that's the case, then their anger makes sense, but we're not quite sure what's going on, so yeah, that was kind of a little sad little bit. But yeah, so anyways, we also get to see this power struggle between Sham and this absolute asshole. I cannot stand this guy. I think his name is Ta or something dumb like that, you know, so anyways, Ta is the senator and he leads Ryloth, I think. At least it's implied, but yeah, the people don't really like that. They prefer Sham, and because of that, Sham has more power than Ta, and he and the Empire don't like that. So Ta and Rampart actually have this private chat, and Crosshair joins them because he's healed now. He's perfectly fine. I thought that was going to be an issue. Glad it's not, because yeah, I thought the Empire was just gonna cast him aside because he's all fucked up, right? Not the case. He's relatively fine. because when he takes off his helmet, we get to see this really nasty like radiation scar on like the side of his head where the inhibitor chip's on. So we'll see if that becomes a problem. I hope it is. I hope it starts to fuck with the inhibitor chip and make him less crazy, because god damn it, he needs to get that damn thing removed or I'm gonna be pissed, because this has gone on for way too long. He needs to get back with his family. But yeah, so he's relatively fine. He just has this really nasty scar, and something interesting, I don't know if this is gonna be a thing or not, but that whole scene where he has his helmet off, we never get a clear look at his scar, and I don't know if that's intentional or not. Maybe they just didn't want to show how like gross it was, because it was pretty gross with the bits where you saw, but like it was intentional with the way they shot that scene where like his head wouldn't be turned as much, because it's kind of like on the back of his head. It was just kind of purposely hidden. Like they definitely did that intentionally. So yeah, I don't know, maybe they're gonna do like a whole ass reveal at some point when maybe the Bad Batch finally is able to get Crosshair and get his chip out, and then they, you know, see the scar because it's on the side of his inhibitor chip, so of course they're not gonna see it. Hopefully we'll have like a bigger reveal, because I would like to see it up close. And Clone Wars has done really gross shit before, so you know, they wouldn't just like not show it completely. I think they're saving it for a bigger reveal at some point, so we could see maybe the Bad Batch's reaction to it. So that's what I hope's gonna happen. So yeah. So then we also get to see a younger Hera and Chopper, who are also suspicious of the Empire, and she helps spy on them for her mom and uncle, who are also suspicious. You know, later on she ends up joining her uncle in a supply run. AKA buying weapons from Sid, who sends the Bad Batch to deliver said weapons. So we finally get to see them. During this whole exchange, Omega immediately sees Hera and is like, we're gonna be friends now. And so she shows Hera around the Havoc Marauder, and it's so cute, and I loved that, because yeah, they were talking about flying, and Omega's talking about how Tech is making her memorize literally everything before she even lets her near the ship controls. I thought that was so cute. But yeah, it was just so nice. And then Hera just talking about how she wants to fly and leave her planet, even though we know how sad that is. But yeah, getting to see Omega and Hera interacting was very nice. Then when Hera and her uncle, and there's another Twi'lek with them, I don't know who it is, but you know, they're coming back to Ryloth with their weapons, and Crosshair ends up shooting them down because he's been tracking them this whole time, and they just haven't noticed, because of course they wouldn't. But yeah, then they all get caught, they all get arrested, and then they're all charged with treason without a trial or anything, so you know. That's not good. But luckily Chopper's able to get the fuck out of there, and he's able to go inform Hera's parents that, you know, their daughter's being charged with treason and there's no trial or anything. And so, you know, they go after the convoy that's been transporting Hera and everyone else that got arrested, and they end up taking out the convoy and releasing everyone. So that's good. That worked out. And also, in this episode, we get to meet a clone named Howzer, who, one, has just the best haircut I've ever seen. It looks so good on him, but like, that's a good haircut for a clone. Like, damn. Very nice. But yeah, he's interesting because, on the convoy where Hera's parents stop in and all that, Ta gives him an order to take them out, but he hesitates. He's kind of like, okay. Because again, it really seems like he's one of the clones that's been really close to Hera and her parents, because he's the clone that Cham talks about in his speech, and he literally brings up Howzer to be like, clones are our friends, don't be mean to them, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was interesting to see him hesitate when he's probably under the control of the inhibitor chip, I would assume, but like, I don't know. Yeah, he's pretty chill though. I do like him, so I hope he stays a thing, but before he can do anything, Rampart actually says to just not do anything, to surrender to Hera's parents, which it was just weird at first, but of course, earlier in the episode, before they take off with the convoy, he tells Crosshair to wait in position. So that kind of implies that Rampart had like this plan to get them out of the surrender, which it obviously works, because then when they get Hera out and she's safe, Cham just decides, fuck Ta, and he puts a blaster in his face, ready to kill this guy, but, you know, of course his wife, Eleni, I think that's her name, she stops him, and basically says that, you probably shouldn't be shooting a motherfucker right in front of your daughter, you know, that's not the best idea. So, you know, he backs off, and instead of him killing him, Crosshair shoots him in the head, and, you know, because Rampart gives him the go-ahead, you know, because that was all in the plan, because Rampart just wanted Ta out of the way, and then a reason to arrest Hera's parents and everyone like that, you know, so that works out in his favor, because now Ta's dead, and now everyone else has been arrested, but yeah, Hera ends up escaping though, and this episode ends with Rampart basically saying to Howzer to send their forces to try and find Hera, and that's it. Ends with Hera running away with Chopper and having the Empire coming after her, so we'll see how that works. So yeah, considering this left off on a cliffhanger, the next episode should continue where this one left off, which will be interesting, because we know that Hera's uncle is in contact with Sid and wanted to know when the next weapons shipment would be and shit like that. So obviously Sid has her uncle's contact, so maybe Hera will be able to message Sid, or she gets a message from Sid and is like, please send help, you know, that kind of thing. So if that happens, hopefully she'll send the Bad Batch, or, you know, if money's an issue, the Bad Batch will just go help her anyways, because Omega's like, I like her, we need to go help her, that kind of thing, you know? So I hope one of those things happens. I do I do hope that they come back, because it was nice to get a break from them for an episode, but I would like to see them come back and, you know, maybe save Crosshair for once, because it's been a while, and I would like him to be saved from the inhibitor chip, because it's been so long. He needs to get back to his family, but I don't know about that. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but yeah. But considering the Empire's actively looking for her, it would make sense to send Crosshair, because he's the one with the enhanced eyesight, so he's probably able to see things a little bit better than, you know, just a regular person. Maybe, you know, if the Bad Batch comes to help Hera, you know, and then Crosshair comes after her, maybe they're gonna, you know, run into each other and maybe get through to him a little bit, because during Sham's speech about clones being, you know, the Twi'lek's friends, there was a shot that focuses in on Crosshair for a second, and of course he's wearing his helmet so you can't see his face, but he does acknowledge that he's listening. He does a little, like, head tilt. Like, he is listening. He's a little, like, confused, maybe. It's very interesting shot, because, yeah, it is kind of like, is the inhibitor chip still working? We don't know. Because considering the scar is very close, because I don't think it's quite on the inhibitor chip, which is good, because I think if it did, I don't think he would have survived that, but, yeah, it's interesting, because he seems to acknowledge what Sham was saying about clones and Twi'leks being friends. It seems like he was cracking a little bit, like he was getting through the inhibitor chip a little bit. So maybe, considering that that was a thing, maybe in the next episode, or future episode hopefully, like the Bad Batch is able to get through to him a little bit, or at least like trigger some sort of like meltdown, or some like just have him like break down at some point, like where he just gets too confused, where the inhibitor chip and himself are just fighting too much, where it just gets a little too much, and then they're able to take him out at some point. Well, take him out by they're just able to knock him out at some point, so they can get the chip out of his head. Because yeah, I'm getting worried that it's that it might be fusing with his head too much, where like if they do get a chance to remove it, they won't be able to remove it without killing him. I'm worried that's getting to the point where that might be a thing. I hope not, but yeah. I am excited to see how the rest of the show goes. I would like to see more of Crosshair for once, and I hope the batch gets their shit together and saves him, because I'm just so salty and tired of the way this poor boy has been treated in this show, because yeah, the batch just acts like it's been his fault that the inhibitor chip activated and he's trying to kill them, that kind of thing. Because yeah, how they act in the 8th episode, they're kind of just like, Crosshair, stop being a little shit. Stop trying to kill us. What the fuck are you doing? You know, right after they got Wrecker's chip removed and he tried to kill them, that was fine. But with Crosshair, no. That's his issue. He has to figure it out for himself, right? So, God, I don't know. I hope that changes. I hope they start caring about him a little bit. It would be nice to see, you know? Because at this point, I think if they got the chip removed, he probably would not feel comfortable staying with them. One, because, you know, he probably feels guilty for trying to kill them and, you know, succumbing to the chip, right? But, like, he probably thinks, you know, oh, shit, they chose me over Omega. They probably don't like me very much anymore, that kind of thing. Especially since they haven't tried to save him at all, you know, that kind of thing. But, yeah, I don't know. I want to see his chip removed. It is time. It has been 11 episodes with his chip activated. Like, he needs a goddamn break. He needs to go back with his family, because hopefully that works out, because again, I'm a little suspicious that might not work out, but yeah. Get that damn chip out of his head, because Jesus Christ, I'm done with it. But yeah, other than that, I would like to see Kanan show up again now that Hera's been introduced. Like, that would be very nice. I would like to see them meet for the first time. I think that'd be cute. Don't know how that's gonna happen, but it'd be nice to see that. I was really loving Hera and her parents in this episode, because it was just, oh, it was so nice. So nice to get this whole giant shift to be like, hey, this is what's happening now. And then getting to see more of Crosshair too. That was really nice. And getting to see that goddamn scar that's suspicious. I hope that fucks with his inhibitor chip. But yeah, this has been fun. This was a fun episode. I'm really glad that they focused on someone other than the Bad Batch, and they were just kind of pushed to the side, because that was a very welcome change. It was very refreshing. I would like to see more Rebels characters, because that has been really fun and has been really interesting. So hopefully Rex comes back, maybe Ahsoka, maybe Maul. That kind of thing, you know, who knows, maybe even Hondo. That'd be interesting to see, right? I would like to see more character cameos, because yeah, again, it's hard to just watch a show where it's just these 4 characters who have very little character development, and really all they're doing is just taking care of a child who kind of knows how to take care of herself now at this point. Yeah, and then hopefully the Bad Batch getting some more character development, because yeah, I don't know. It feels like, since they were sidelined in this episode, that the show noticed that, oh, they're a little stagnant. Let's take a step back, maybe. At least that's the vibe I get from it. I hope that's what's happening. So hopefully they get more character development in these last 5 episodes. And so, you know, they won't be as boring to watch, because, yeah, they have been getting a little boring. The only interesting thing to watch was their fight scenes, because they're just so interesting to watch fight. Like, obviously that's not going to be boring, but if they're going to be talking, it's always like Omega's the one that really drives that whole conversation usually. So yeah, we actually, have we even, no, I don't think we have. I don't think we've seen like the batch members ever having like a conversation one-on-one without Omega, or like as a group. So that's probably why their character development sucks ass. Oh, because they don't talk to each other on at least like a personal level, because no, they don't. Oh, no, they don't. Maybe like Tech and Wrecker, yeah, like maybe, you know, in the whole thing where they introduced Fennec, that whole episode where they split up, and like that was like the only time, and even then they like Tech and Wrecker were talking about the ship or like getting scammed by that one slimy dude, and then Hunter and Echo were talking about selling Echo to this one guy, you know, that kind of thing. There was no emotional conversation about literally anything. It was mostly just business, and it's just that's why their characters haven't been able to develop, because they're just not being emotional with each other. They aren't having meaningful conversations with each other, so that's why they're so goddamn boring. There it is. That's what that is. Oh god, yeah, that's that's the problem right there. They need to be more emotional with each other. They need to have conversations one-on-one where Omega's not there, because whenever they have some sort of emotional conversation, for instance, when Omega asks if Hunter's mad at Crosshair for giving into the chip, he was like, no, I'm mad at myself for leaving him there, you know? That kind of thing. We need more of that, except not with Omega, because yeah, at this point she's just kind of a reason for them not to talk to each other. But I was hoping like Echo would snap at some point, because he has not been very happy with them. You can clearly see that he's not happy with the Bad Batch most of the time. But like, I don't know, he's never had a real reason to snap yet. I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of hoping Echo would instigate one of these like emotional ass conversations, have like some sort of like emotionally in-depth conversation emotionally about what the hell's going on with these guys. Like that's my whole problem. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about episode 11 of The Bad Batch. If you guys have any predictions, thoughts, and or feelings about this show, share all that good shit in the comments down below. So, thank you guys so much for watching and getting to the end of my video. If you would like to support me, I sell all kinds of art on these 4 sites right here if y'all are interested in buying. If you'd like to follow me on other social media, I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Tumblr if you'd like to stay up to date on my shenanigans. So, if you like this video, why not hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and give that bell a ring if you'd like to see more of my face every Saturday. I changed it so it's Saturday now. Yeah. When I post a new video. And don't forget to stay sparkly, my dudes.